Hello everyone and welcome to LA Live. It's my absolute pleasure to be broadcasting live from the Luxury Escapes headquarters in what we've called the beach, or as some of our colleagues have called here at Luxury Escapes, Between Two Palms. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all today, and I feel incredibly privileged to welcome the star of the small screen. The star of the small screen, Shane Jolly, who is the host of the Luxury Escapes TV show, and I feel very privileged to have alongside me today Shane Jolly. So Shane, please jump up on set with me here.
Blake, I'm loving this set just quietly.
Can we have a quick hug?
Hey, let's hug it out. I'm happy with that. That's all good.
Oh, lovely to see. Lovely to see.
Your arm there again.
You're looking incredibly tanned.
Well, mate, I've just been away, to be honest. I've been in the Maldives.
On a luxury escape?
On a luxury escape.
Where did you head to? An
amazing place. We went to Per Aquam, which was absolutely incredible.
Wow.
One of the places. Now, I've also got something for you as well to celebrate this incredible LA Live occasion.
Right.
So it's a bottle of sparkling, so enjoy.
Thank you, mate. Given I'm a one-handed bandit at the moment, I'll only accept that on the right hand.
Please
I'll drop that down, and I've got a very special gift for you.
What have we got?
Now, I must say, I need to introduce this.
Right.
Because perhaps what our audience is unaware of is that most of the time you have your shirt off.
Right, okay. You're talking about Series 1?
I'm talking about Series 1. So
right.
Luxury Escapes, the TV show, was on Channel 7.
Yes, correct.
And it was a hit TV show. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Now, I'm not entirely sure whether it was a hit show as a result of the quality and outstanding travel content and the wonderful destinations we to, or whether it was a result of you on screen with your top off as regular as it was. So
it wasn't that regular. I mean, I have to say, look,
and,
you know,
it was a hit TV show.
That too. But so what have we got? What's the?
Well, look, I'm not sure those online will be able to see this, but what we do have is Shane, and Shane's in a spa bath. So congratulations, mate.
Thank you, mate. Look, that's a great. That will go topple my mantelpiece at home. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Where would you put that?
I have no idea. Next to that wedding photo, perhaps.
Fair enough. Now, Shane, tell us about your honeymoon. Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thanks, mate. Look, it was it was back on February the 11th, and it was great. 130 people there. It was amazing. Yep. Had it in the Botanical Gardens, and as I said, we went to the Maldives, which was, I used to call it Maldives, but it's actually called Maldives, which most of you guys out there probably know already. Amazing place. I want to go back tomorroh.
Apparently only 50,000 Australians have been to the Maldives.
Well,
you're one of them. You're one of the lucky few.
Yes. Well, the guy at one of the guys who I spoke to over there, one of the managers in the resort, he sort of said, "Look, I've been here 5 years now, and this place is incredible. I'm never going back to Australia, and I love Australia, but it's just to die for. The water, the food, everything about it was just incredible. So if you get the opportunity, go seriously through Luxury Escapes, because it was just an amazing trip."
Fantastic, mate. Well, thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure, and I love the backdrop here, and we're like between two palms. Yeah, fantastic.
You like it?
Very, very impressive.
It's probably not quite the Maldives, is it?
Not quite, but it's okay.
That's
all right. We'll roll with that.
Now, we have an action-packed first episode of LA Live. So for those online, thank you once again for joining us. It's going to be a privilege to host you every fortnight moving forward. And alongside Shane, we've got a number of special guests on today's show. So Shane, we've got 5 key segments today.
I was reading that in the rundown, so I'm looking forward to it. There's some interesting ones too.
There is. Now, the first one is really interesting. It's all about the tips that you need when you're away to avoid a travel disaster.
Right. Well, I've been there, Blake, many a time. In fact, I lost my luggage in LA.
I was about to tell my story.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, mate. I was butting in.
On.
But that was the worst bloody experience. I shouldn't say. That was the worst experience of my life. And it
You
was
must have had a good life.
Oh, so far so good, but it was one of the worst. It was a boys' trip away, and we're all fired up about this big, amazing trip. And this doesn't drag on too much, but a week away, boys' trip, all got very excited. We all get there, and everyone gets their luggage, and I'm still waiting, and then 10, 15 minutes later, I'm still waiting. I'm thinking, this is not good. This is so not good at all. And of course, I packed the best Speedos and all that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, my luggage didn't show up for 5 days. So I was wearing
Speedos for 5 days.
Pretty much,
right.
Inside out. So yeah, it was pretty bad. That's my worst travel experience. And yours?
Well, look, mine was probably as bad, I think. I was flying home from Mexico over the Christmas and New Year period, and
right.
For those who haven't been, Mexico is a wonderful destination. And I was heading back Mexico to LA. Luggage was lost between Mexico and LA, and I had to report my luggage lost and, misplaced back here in Australia, which was the weirdest thing. So the airline over in LA wouldn't log the complaint, and I had to log that with a separate airline, Air New Zealand, who were fantastic, by the way. So, but without further ado, should we invite our first guest up?
Absolutely. Actually, you know what, Blake? One thing I was going to say today, this is all about two-way conversations here. So for the guys out there, make sure you send through your questions, your tips, anything else that we're missing. Please, send them through, and we want as much as possible. So, yeah, back to you, mate.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's welcome Ashley. Now, Ashley is actually one of the Luxury Escapes staff members. So, fantastic to have you, Ashley.
Yay!
Welcome. So, Ashley's one of our sales consultants, and you're incredibly well travelled, is that right?
Yes, yes.
How many countries have you been to?
I don't even know, maybe 20, 24?
20? Wow,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone can beat that, please post your comments to the Facebook live stream right now, because we'd love to see whether anyone can beat Ashley. Can you beat Ashley?
No way. No. Maybe after Series 2 I might get close, but not at the moment.
That assumes you're hosting.
Well, yes, that's true too. That is true too.
But good, Shane. Now, Ashley, it's interesting, isn't it? We all get so excited about travel, but things can go wrong.
Yes.
Have you got any tips for us out there today?
Yeah, well, my first one would be to do with, like you said, your luggage goes missing.
Yes.
It's very rare that it happens, but when it does, over 90% of luggage does get found. So my first tip would be make sure you've got a luggage tag with your contact number and your address on it. Not your home address, the first port of call to where you're going. So that would be probably my first one.
It's amazing how many people don't put a luggage tag on their luggage.
I was probably one of those back in the day, but I'm on to you now, Ashley. I definitely do it all the time, for sure.
And what else? Someone told me that a lot of people take photos of the contents of their luggage.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you don't remember what you've packed, and so as you're packing, if you just take a few photographs of everything in there that might be of value or you would need to make a claim to replace. So. And
is that because an insurer might actually ask you for what were the contents of your luggage?
Yeah, absolutely, because there's nothing to stop you otherwise from saying you had a whole host of things that you never actually purchased in there. So that's a good tip to start with.
Ashley, what's your take on the plastic wrap that goes around? I've seen.
Oh, that's a great question. The plastic wrap.
Seriously, that's big.
Never used it.
Never used it.
Never used it. Never wanted to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Shane, apparently they're now selling bean bags for your luggage. You literally can cover your luggage and zip the thing up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And the designers are all into this. You can get the Louis Vuitton beanbag for your luggage, which is absolutely ridiculous if you ask me, but each their own.
News to me, but yes.
I'd go just the good old-fashioned padlock. I think that's probably where I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely. TSA lock.
And any other outstanding tips that you've got for the audience out there today?
Yeah, the next one I think would be make sure before you leave your hotel room you do a quick sweep. So many things get left behind, so wedding rings in bathroom sinks and passports in safes and chargers in the charging spots. So that would be my next tip. Just make sure you do a really quick sweep and make sure you're not leaving anything behind that you need.
Good call.
It must be amazing how many hotels find left belongings.
Absolutely.
I've lost a couple of Apple chargers, I think, in the hotel.
Yeah.
Charging is another tip. So anytime you're going to go on any mode of transport, make sure your devices are charged. Make sure you've pre-downloaded any apps that you might need to use the entertainment. So on a plane, for example, some of them have an in-flight entertainment on an app that you'll need to use. So make sure you're all organised with that. And yeah, pack your chargers, because there's nothing worse than running flat on your phone or devices that you need while you're out and about.
Very true.
Fantastic. If anyone else has got any tips, again, just please post them to the Facebook live stream on the luxuryescapes.com page, and we'd love to see some of those. But quickly, Ashley, tell us about your favourite travel experience.
I think being part of a wedding parade accidentally in New Orleans, that was pretty special and a one-off. Yeah.
Wow. How does this happen?
How do you do that?
Crossing the road, the wedding parade comes down the road, and suddenly my husband and I are joining in. It was great.
Nice. What's New Orleans like?
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely my happy place. Yeah.
Pretty colourful place.
It's incredible. Haven't been there for any special events in particular, but loved it. Would go back.
And when's your next place? What do you desire to go aside from Maldives? Or you've probably already been there, have you?
No, not yet. Maldives for me. Next week I'm heading to London and Paris.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
Yeah.
You must get a good chunk of holiday leave.
It's just been approved.
Sounds great. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today on LA Live. Those tips are outstanding. I'm going to take those on myself. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great trip away too.
Cheers.
Amazing.
Pretty good tips.
Very good tips. I thought Ashley would have been all over the plastic wrap, to be honest. But
so the plastic wrap, it's actually quite an expensive proposition. You turn up to the airport and there's companies there wrapping your bag.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever done this?
No, once.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. That's why I asked Ashley, because I thought she would have been all over it. But yeah, not cheap. Not cheap.
Okay, now look, we have our first travel tip that's come in via the Facebook Live feed, so thank you very much. And this has come from Tegan Gray, who says, I have a tag inside my luggage with my name and contact details in it, so that if anyone accidentally picks up my bag, then I can open it and prove that it is mine. Ooh. Outstanding tip. Thank you, Tegan.
Great
Appreciate
idea.
that.
Great idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Now, Shane, where is your next holiday destination?
It's a very, very good question, Blake. Aside from Maldives, I would probably, and I'm all about beach, I have to be honest. Yep. So maybe Mexico, I think would be the go-to next. So who knows what Series 2 holds, or if we don't get to go there for Series 2, then we'll I'll go to Mexico myself.
You're pitching hard for this.
Is it that obvious?
TV series. But no. Mexico is fantastic. If you haven't been to Mexico, it's a wonderful place. I've been there multiple times. My wife's actually Mexican, and so love travelling to Mexico. It's a beautiful place to stay.
Definitely, can't wait.
Now let's continue on, because we've got a lot to get through today.
We do.
And this is quite exciting. Now, are you a cook, Shane?
I will rephrase that, Blake, and say I attempt to cook.
You attempt to cook?
Yes.
What's your favourite item?
Well, funnily enough, I was telling someone today, I cooked something last night, which was very healthy. I try to eat healthy.
Something.
Salmon. I seared salmon with noodles. What are the healthy noodles called? Whatever they are, the brown colour noodles. Anyway, udon noodles they might be.
Right.
So anyway, on a bed of udon noodles with a little bit of teppanyaki sauce, soya sauce, and sesame oil, with crisp, not zucchini, broccolini.
Wow.
So that was my go-to, and it was purely a bachelor dinner last night because the lovely wife was away. So, yes, I had that with a glass of white wine, and away we go.
Well, it sounds very good, and I must say, it sounds very good, but I think we can probably do better with our guest today. So,
true.
It is my absolute pleasure to welcome Zana and Gianni from last season's My Kitchen Rules.
Yay! Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good to have you
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries at all.
Now, do you like the beach?
I love the beach.
This beach I'm talking about.
Yep.
Good response. Good response.
You're both so tanned as well, so you must love the beach.
Yeah, we do.
It's the travelling.
It's the travelling.
Right, okay.
So you're quite avid travellers?
Yeah, definitely. I gravitate towards the sun. I'm a sun baby.
Where's
This actually looks like the seascape of the Maldives when we went. Maldives.
Maldives.
I've learnt something
You've also
new.
been to Maldives.
Yes,
Yes.
we have. Loved it.
wow.
Where did you head off to? Where did you stay?
The Six Senses and the Shangri-La.
Yeah,
Oh,
two places.
Very nice.
And
Yeah.
where's your other favourite sun-drenched destination?
That'd have to be a bit closer to home, the Whitsundays for us.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Very
And I must say a very quick call out to all of those affected by Cyclone Debbie. Our hearts are absolutely with you, and good luck with the reparations. So all the very best. But back to you guys. So tell us about the most amazing experience that was My Kitchen Rules last year.
It was a bit of a whirlwind, and we didn't really think it through when we even went on the show. It just sort of all happened at once.
I think we applied literally the night before when they said apply now, and we were just joking around at midnight. And then about 9 a.m. the next morning, we get a call from the producers. It was that quick.
Wow.
Literally didn't have time to think about it.
So who's the chef and who's the sous chef
Who
here?
do you think?
Oh, should I answer this? Jeez, I'll go with you as the chef.
Good response.
Is that a good response? Safe response.
Safe, very safe.
Yes.
And
I'm
so
confident.
do I get this right that you made the semi-finals?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the dish that beat you?
Don't want to talk about
No,
that.
I knew. That's why I
It
went
affects
there.
me greatly.
Oh, jeez.
I've
No,
sort of
but
blocked it.
we lost to the eventual winners. So
Okay.
that's
So pretty much
that's
became second.
not bad.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say as well.
no, good
Yeah.
friends of ours,
Yeah.
Tassie and Gracie, they were really good
Amazing
people, so-
Asian food. Yeah, it's hard to beat.
And so what do you cook at home on a regular Monday to Friday? What are we cooking?
Oh, just a Big Mac from Macca's.
Right.
Nice.
No, I'm joking. What do we actually cook these days?
A lot of Italian. I've actually
Yeah,
just been
Italian.
diagnosed celiac, which is like killed
Yeah.
me for the last month.
Yeah,
But
to be an Italian and a celiac, it
Yeah,
just doesn't
take
really
pasta
work.
pizza
Good.
away
Well, it
from
doesn't
me.
work at all.
Terrible, but
But I'm okay, so that's
You're
all
okay,
that
right? And you're the cook.
That's
So
all
you're
that
the cook,
matters.
So you can basically
Yeah.
As long
take
as
the
I'm
own
going
walks.
to eat, that's fine.
I just
Perfect.
sauce now on the side. That's it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And what was the best dish that you made on the show?
We did a lot of Montenegrin cuisine type of food, so
Right.
it's not very well known in
Wow.
Australia.
Yep.
But the judges loved it, and so did the public. So a lot of livers, which might sound disgusting
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
But
okay, yeah.
I have very high standards, so trust me, it's good when I say it's good.
Right.
It was actually, that was one of our best dishes, I
Yeah,
think.
it was. That
And one of the first that we cooked.
Yeah.
But she tricked me into trying calf liver.
Oh, is that right?
I thought
And is
it
it
was
okay?
a veal cutlet
It's
or something.
delicious.
But it was really, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a question, a bit of a random one
Go
at that.
for it.
But the audition process, did you have to cook something for the producers and
Yes,
all that
it's
sort of
a
stuff? or-
long process,
Right.
a very long process. You do a few stages of cooking. Mostly it's personality though. I think they probably interviewed me within 5 minutes. They were like, "Yep, she's coming on our show."
Wow.
Thought they saw a bit of a psycho in there. So they were, yeah, mate. Yeah, they love it.
Now you mentioned Montenegrin cuisine. So
Yes.
can we talk about the best places to travel for the best food?
Sounds great.
This is one of
Yes,
my favourite
I'm
topics.
intrigued.
Now Italy's got to be up there, doesn't it?
Totally. Even though I haven't been there, but I'm going with you on this one, Blake.
Been there.
Wow.
Could be the next go-to.
How have you not been to Italy?
I know.
Decent question, Shane.
Very, very decent question.
Oh my goodness.
That might be the next point of call, actually.
Oh, it's
Let's,
amazing.
Mexico one down.
Where do you guys think in Italy is the best for food?
I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, I put on about 5 kilos when we were there. Was it last year? We need to go again this year. I miss it. Definitely
Nice.
the south of Italy. So not many people know about the Napoli area, Puglia, Bari area.
My
Beautiful.
family's from down south,
Oh,
so I
so
showed her
good.
the hidden gems
Gems.
down in the
Nice.
south of Italy, and she fell in love with it completely.
I must say that's pretty exciting for me and for our audience because we've got a beautiful tour of Puglia on the
Really?
site at the moment, and one of our special
Yeah.
guests a little bit later will be talking about that. So that's outstanding.
Looks like you guys are going to set me up. Sounds good to me.
Fair enough. Looks like you've just got yourself in a bag.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Happy with that.
And is it seafood most in Puglia?
No.
No, actually.
Actually, there was, yes.
Oh, there's a bit.
The gnocchi, the pastas and pizzas, all nonnas there. It's very traditional.
There'd be nonnas all over Italy,
Yeah,
sure.
but not like the south.
And
This-
papas.
No, it's nonnos.
Oh, nonnos,
We're
sorry.
going to teach you.
Jesus,
Maybe we'll
they're
have to
French.
take you to Puglia.
Okay.
Shane, you're not
Sorry
going to
about
host
that.
on
That was
here.
pretty ordinary, wasn't it?
No, the south is more traditional and
Yeah.
more peasant food, closer
Yeah.
to the Montenegrin cuisine that she cooks as well. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Are you Italian as well? Like
No,
your
no,
origins?
I'm
Okay.
from Montenegro.
Ah, right.
Yeah, Balkan.
Hence the Montenegro.
Hence
Yes,
the
I
crazy,
see.
hence
Oh,
the, yeah.
And the 60 shoes, I've read something about you having
I've
60
got
odd
more
shoes,
now.
is that right?
That was a year ago.
Okay.
Come on, we've got to add to the
Right, so
collection.
where are we at to now?
Oh, don't-
Ask my
Don't even
husband, he
ask.
has to pay for it, the poor thing is broke.
No, we're just
How
moving.
many?
We're moving house.
You're going to pay for it, what are you thinking?
No, you pay for them.
Oh, jeez.
I'm
Did
joking.
we just go from discussing food,
independent.
travel to shoes?
It was a great lead-in. It really was a great lead-in there.
Right.
And bags.
You mentioned
You
Louis
mentioned
Vuitton,
Louis,
right?
and I was like so excited. I'm like,
go
what's this
there.
new
Don't go
thing?
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I'll send you the details. But you know what? I
Details.
think I actually think Thailand is up there as a food destination alongside somewhere like Italy.
Haven't been to Thailand yet.
What? You haven't been to Thailand? Everyone's been to Thailand. Oh, my God.
Not yet.
Okay,
I actually
right.
love Thai food.
Yeah, we do.
Haven't been to Thailand, so
Yeah, maybe Luxury Escapes can take us.
again.
Another
Cha-ching.
destination.
There we
That
go.
one out there too.
Oh, dear.
Well, it's a blatant plug, but we've got a beautiful property on luxuryescapes.com at the moment. My cow rack, and there's
Funny you should
beautiful
ask.
cuisine there.
Details as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I think that they're incredibly different food types, obviously, or cuisines, I should say. But I think the diversity you get in Italian food, you can also get in Thailand, and I think they're comparative, and I find food stand.
Sold it
So do
to
I,
them.
I have to say.
And so, what's on the cards for you guys next? Do you just become perennial semi-finalists in the next best TV show?
We've actually been finishing off building a house, so we did consider
Yes.
maybe going on the block or something.
Right.
Next
We would
time.
have
Wow.
done that for sure.
Many talents, you
If we
two.
survived our marriage through my kitchen rules, we'd survive through the block
That's
too.
right.
We're doing well.
Wow.
You know, there's a bit of a pressure cooker on My Kitchen Rules. You said your marriage,
Oh, that
so
would be-
is it pretty intense?
Oh, couples break up all the time. Friendships don't, like they split. But
Serious?
Johnny can't leave me because he's married to a Balkan and my dad would bury him, so
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice.
he's not going with anyone
There's
anytime
no
soon.
divorces. There's
No divorces? No,
Death or
right.
divorce,
Right,
yeah,
death
pretty
or
much.
divorce.
Yeah.
Fair.
So,
Interesting, because I no doubt a lot of people in the audience today think that these reality TV shows look like they're easy and anyone could do them.
no.
We thought that too. But
Right.
It's like travel shows, Blake. You know, everyone thinks they can do it, but
hard.
They difficult, are they, Shane?
very difficult.
Fair
Not
enough.
easy, mate.
Fair enough.
At all.
You were a good host of episode 1 through 6, actually.
Thanks, mate.
Not just one.
Thanks, mate.
Well done, well done. And so what do you think that anyone out there in the audience today should do to make their application stand out should they want to go on a reality TV show?
Oh. Don't do a Zana.
What
Just
did-
don't do a Zana.
What did Zana do?
Lots of facial expressions, but like
Oh,
I
really?
didn't know, so I'm going to be investing in Botox soon. The next time I have to go on TV, just to make sure I can control the facials. No, it just be yourself.
Yeah.
Have fun, enjoy it, because it's an awesome experience, and it can really change your life.
And let's be honest, you guys are pretty hard to look at. Let's be honest. I mean, between the two of them, really hard to look at. So cooking is a bonus, I'm sure, you know.
well, yeah. Considering I couldn't really cook in the beginning,
Is that right? There you go.
lot.
Now
I
you
think they
go.
saw her face in the profile and were like, "Yep, we'll take it."
No, not at all.
I was just the package, that came.
Oh, very
Psych
good.
Test. It would have been the psych test that I did really well on. That one got me through the
Nice.
Now, Zana and Gianni, it looks like we do have some audience feedback or
Sounds
questions for that matter. And so just tell us, what's the most memorable meal that you two have cooked together?
Drum roll, perhaps, while we think about some
You
thinking
say
music.
it, John, because clearly, what's memorable for you? Come on, our marriage has been fantastic.
No
It's
pressure.
been so memorable.
What about while you've
No
been on
pressure,
holiday?
Jen.
Do you cook while you're on holiday?
No, who would
No.
want to do that?
Exactly.
No.
Don't cook when we're on holiday. We just eat.
Okay, since my husband's had a bit of a lapse
Mental blank.
mental blank
Mental
about
blank.
our marriage, I will talk on his behalf as normal. What about the delicious beetroot ravioli that you made me once in our 4 years?
We made that on the show as well. That
Yeah,
was
it was very
same day.
memorable.
Oh, very memorable.
That was actually, I put that as number one.
Yeah,
There you go. You just had needed a gentle
I was-
reminder.
I actually cooked it. I was going to give you a plug, but I did.
Gianni, the drive home is going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Long drive home.
Beetroot ravioli does sound
delicious.
really delicious. You made the pasta
Amazing.
from scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
I did
actually.
that in an hour and a half, and it's actually really difficult.
Maybe you should cook some more. sometime soon.
No pressure,
Yeah, tonight, actually.
And what about, so have you done a bit of travelling in Italy? Because what I'm obsessed by is gelati, so I'd like to know where the best gelati is.
Ooh.
What's that place called? My favourite? San Gimignano?
San Gimignano.
Yeah.
Is that in Italy?
It's a little village near Siena in Tuscany, and I went there actually with a school tour when I was like 16, 17, but they have like the world's best gelati shop in that place, so that sounds pretty epic for gelati.
I just
Yeah,
like the sound.
amazing.
Sounds great.
To be honest, you can go anywhere in Italy and have good gelati.
Yeah.
Good pizza and pasta. It's pretty hard to.
There's some good gelati in too.
Yes, there is.
Hey.
I'm sure there's great gelati all over Australia, I must say, but
There is.
we're obviously here in Melbourne, so what do you like? I like Messina.
Messina's good. I actually like Zero Gradi. It's
What?
in
Zero
Lygon
Gradi?
Street. Yeah, you haven't heard of it?
No.
It's probably
No.
the best ice cream I've ever had in Australia.
Right.
The
Wow.
closest to Italian that you
Gradi.
can get.
There's a
Lygon
beautiful,
Street.
I think
Lygon Street,
it's,
Brunswick.
Don't forget it. Okay.
and there's Pita Pippo, do I have that right? Pita Pippo? I think that's in
Oh,
South Melbourne.
Yeah, we've had that at an event too. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Now, I think we do have another question, if that's all right, guys. And hopefully you've been watching the current episodes. If not, we'll have to get our way through this question as best we can. But so what do you think of the current episode, My Kitchen Rules episode, presumably, with the Seafood King? Any ideas?
The Seafood King.
Yes, I'm well aware of this
You
one.
guys across this?
Not so much myself, but go for it.
No?
Couple of little blank faces.
Let's just
including
say, thank goodness he wasn't in my season.
Really?
Oh, this is that one that...
Yeah,
And why is that though? What is it about him?
he's just not normal.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Putting it
but
mildly.
Yeah, no, he made a comment that really offended me recently.
Okay.
And disgusted me, and I actually visualised myself hitting him, so thank God I wasn't there.
But we're live, so...
Now, Zana, we are live.
I take that back.
At least Shane and I are trying to make a good impression.
Exactly.
here, so-
Yeah, that's right. It's all good though. Hey.
Oh, it just happens when you're too honest in
Like
life.
your honesty. Yeah.
Well, on that note, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the first episode of LA Live. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Thanks
you
for having us.
thanks
Nice
for
to meet you
having us.
guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot. That was a real treat.
Oh yeah. I learned a lot about Italy today, Blake. I have to say.
I learned a lot about Zana and Gianni's marriage.
Yeah, that too. He's going to get it on the way home, that's for sure. And I mean a hit to the head.
But what we did learn is we learned that they love Italy, that you haven't been there.
No.
And that it's arguably the best place to go and eat beautiful cuisine while on holiday.
Oh yeah, like magnificent. That's my go-to now. I need to get to Italy. I've decided after that little conversation.
Do you know where you'd head?
No idea. Rome, perhaps.
right,
Yes.
right, yep.
Milan.
I think if you've never been to Italy,
Tuscany.
The key destinations are quite outstanding. Unlike, you go and see these sort of major iconic locations all over the world, and there's sometimes a bit of a letdown. But
Yeah.
Italy's one of those rare places around the world where things just stack up. You go and see the Colosseum for the first time, and you are wow. So you're going to have to do this.
I'm going to have to do this.
Fantastic.
100%. 100%.
Now, given we've just had a little chat about Italy, it is fantastic and exciting to talk to our next guest, Sonia, who's a member of the Luxury Escapes staff. And for those of you who don't know, Luxury Escapes has just started creating our own tours product. So you'll see that on the website, luxuryescapes.com. They're called Created by LE, and they are small group luxury tours showcasing the in destinations all over the world. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome Sonia up to the beach.
Hey. Hey, Sonia.
Hi,
How you going?
I'm great.
Now, we've talked about Gianni, he's Italian.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
My family's Macedonian, actually.
Macedonian.
So we are from the Balkans,
Wow.
like Zana. Yep.
The
So we have
Balkans.
very similar cuisines.
Do you
Fantastic.
cook, Sonia?
Sometimes. My mum's an amazing cook and she's a really hard act to follow, so I kind of stay out of the kitchen as much as possible, to
Fair
be
call.
honest. Yeah.
I would too if I had a mum that cooked like
Yeah.
yours,
Yeah,
obviously.
she's pretty cool. Yeah.
Now, Sonia, I've got no doubt that the audience is wondering, first and foremost, what makes a great tour?
Oh, a great tour. Well, destination obviously is
Yep.
the most important thing, and we're so lucky that we have so many to choose from. The world's so big. So I think if you get the destination right and then you get a right mix of amazing accommodation, great food, good culture, good people on the ground. It's kind of hard to get wrong.
And your favourites?
Well, like Zana and Gianni, I love Italy, and I mean, I know you guys have talked about it for about half an hour, but
Become an Italian episode.
It may as well be.
it's such a great country. It's really hard to go wrong. But I think in terms of sort of exotic destinations, Morocco for me is kind of...
Morocco.
You were going to say that. Oh,
Did
we've
you?
had this conversation
We
before.
have had this
Sonia.
conversation.
Yes.
It's a pretty cool destination.
Now, before you tell us your tips for Morocco, I'd love for the audience, so for anyone who's just joined us, this is LA Live, it's our first episode. We're on the beach, we're here live from HQ in Melbourne. And for anyone who has been to Morocco, we'd love for your tips to come up in the live stream. So please do just jot down in the comments section your tips, and we'll certainly have a look at those as we're going through. But Sonia, where in Morocco?
Well, my favourite city in Morocco is a little bit the obvious, but it's Marrakesh, and it's such a good blend of kind of that Middle Eastern exotic feel, and then it's got a really heavy French influence, so great food, great culture, the buildings are beautiful, shopping's amazing, so if you get lost through the souks, you could spend literally days in there. But
Now, the souks aren't crying children, is that?
No, the souks are the old marketplaces, so they're like little rabbit warrens, well actually large rabbit warrens, just selling sort of tapestry and tagines and beautiful silk caftans and leather bags.
Beautiful.
It's just, yeah, you could go, for a woman it's just, you could seriously just drop me off there for 2 days and
Wow.
I'd be happy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And how long are the tours? Sorry, Blake. How long
go
are
on.
the tours? Sonia, do they vary?
They do vary depending on destination. With Morocco, for example, our tour is a 10-day tour, and it kind of encapsulates the best of Morocco and kind of ticks all the boxes of what you'd want to see.
Amazing.
I mean, you could spend much longer there, but I think 10 days is a good snapshot of the country. Yeah.
And what about for all of those out there wondering, you know, when you pick and you consider a new destination, sometimes it's a little bit scary. Is Morocco a safe place to travel to?
Definitely, yeah.
Fantastic.
And I think the good thing about having tours to these destinations is that if you are a little bit uncertain about going somewhere, you're not too sure about doing it on your own, we kind of organise it all for you. So you just come to us, book it, and then we take care of the rest for you. So we've got people to meet you at the airport, people to help you with your luggage, take you to the right restaurants. You don't really have to think about anything other than how much spending money to take with you. So yeah, we take care of it all.
How good for that, Blake.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's the hotel quality like in Morocco? I'm sure it's outstanding.
It
but
is.
what do the experiences look like?
Well, Morocco, we use all of our tours, we use 5-star accommodation,
Okay.
so it's always luxury. We like to mix it up a little bit so it's not just your standard, excuse me, hotels. So we'll use really sort of well-known brands like the Four Seasons or the Sofitels, really kind of lush and beautiful properties.
Beautiful.
But we mix it up a little bit. So we stay in, for example, a desert camp in the middle of the Sahara Desert, which is amazing, but you're not roughing it. So, you know, it's a beautiful, luxurious camp. You've got showers and running toilets and, you know, beautifully dressed men to greet you as you arrive.
Very
and
impressive.
yeah, it's really lush and yeah, it's a really great experience.
Okay, now let's go further down south. Tell us about the African safari that is currently on luxuryscapes.com.
Yeah, it's a great little safari. So it's Tanzania and Kenya. We use, again, luxurious camps that are sort of found in different reserves around the two countries. You get to see hopefully the big five, most likely the big five.
Sorry to interrupt you, I've been meaning to ask. You know when you see an advertisement for a safari and it shows the beautiful animals, the big five as you say, the elephants and the lions, etc. What's the likelihood of seeing the big five, or at least some of the big five?
Very likely, yeah, very likely. I mean, the way the properties are based, you literally step out of your cabin and, you know, you can walk down to a waterhole and there's rhinoceros in the waterhole, or elephants coming to have a drink.
Wow.
Depending on the time of year you go, you might see flocks of flamingos and zebras, and yeah, it's not just an advertisement, it's actually real. Yeah.
You got a pretty tough job, Sonia.
Well, I don't get to do them all, Shane, so
okay, right. Okay.
yeah, I put them together so that our clients can experience it.
But you'd need to go and experience them yourself.
I do
obviously.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I'm quite fortunate.
And what is the size of an average tour? I mean, I often think about a tour and I say, wow, it's a huge bus. Do I really want to be locked on that bus. Tell us about
No,
LE
no.
Tours.
That's actually my worst fear, to be honest,
Right.
is to be on one of those 40-seater buses with
Okay.
like following someone with a little flag.
So what are these?
So all of our groups are small, maximum 16.
Right.
Some of our groups are even maximum 12.
Okay.
So they're intimate, good blend of, a good mix of people, so that you're not always having to speak to your partner if you get sick of that. You've got a few other people that you can talk to, but you're not sort of travelling around in a big coach and getting lost amongst the other tourists. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, what is coming up?
Oh, okay. So this little sneak peek, because it's
Okay.
actually not up on our web yet. But so this Friday, we're launching Jordan.
Jordan.
Which is one of my favourite countries. Actually, Jordan is just incredible. It's definitely a desert kingdom.
And what should we expect from a tour of Jordan?
The usual awesome LE stuff.
Okay.
So luxury accommodation, lots of food, lots of culture, cultural interactions with locals. We actually have lunch in the desert with an actual sheikh, which is amazing. So that's little experiences like that make the difference.
A lot of these packages, are they sold out, Sonia, like generally speaking?
Yeah, well, I mean, Puglia's still actually available, so we'll get you guys on that one.
There you go. Nice.
And Shane will have to get you over to Italy, so you need to join.
Yeah, exactly. I've dropped enough hints now. So, yeah, Italy.
And so Zana mentioned that Puglia was her favourite place in Italy.
Yep.
And I think I've heard you call it the Greece of Italy.
Well, it's actually it's like having a blend of Greek and Italian families. So it's like your grandma's Italian and your grandfather's Greek, and they've kind of come together.
Wow.
That's to me what Puglia is. It's the whitewashed buildings, the beautiful ocean, but then you've got the Italian cuisine and the culture, and it's a great mix.
This sounds like the place to go to, Blake.
Yeah, it's pretty
It does.
amazing.
Now,
Say
and
it so
this
well.
tour, do I get this right? With most meals, I'm getting beautiful Italian wines served.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. Free pour.
The audience is now listening.
Beautiful. Gotta love
The
it.
audience is now listening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, if anyone's got
Attention.
any questions or comments for Sonia, we'd love to see those, and we can address those now, and certainly pop them up at any time, and we can certainly have a chat about those. But Sonia, absolute pleasure. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having
And
me.
good luck with all the
Amazing.
tours that are going to be on
Thank
Luxury
you.
Escapes.
Thank you. Thanks,
Good luck,
guys.
Sonia.
Bye.
Where are you going next, mate?
I'm totally
Opened
confused
our eyes,
now.
hasn't
After
it?
all that, Jordan sounded good to me.
It did.
Really good.
Now, what about luxury accommodation for your pet?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I've got a, as you know, Blake, I have got a mini Labradoodle. She's a year and
Mini
a half.
Labradoodle.
Mini Labradoodle. She's a year and a half old.
What's her name?
Molly.
Molly, good name.
Molly
Good name.
Jolly. And,
Molly Jolly.
Molly Jolly. Named after my grandmother. Anyway, she's, aside from my wife, of course, is very, very important part of the family. And I know you can relate to this
I
with
can
having
relate
dogs
to this.
yourself. But yes, I would do anything for my dog. But pet hotels and the like, I don't know. Not sure about that.
Dog-friendly holidays are interesting, aren't they?
They are.
Have you taken Molly Jolly away on a holiday?
Not as yet.
Okay.
We've talked about it many times, but not as yet.
I must tell a very quick tale. I took Lola, who's my puppy boxer, up to the Hepburn Springs region, and we hired this beautiful home.
Right.
We went out to see Bruce Springsteen at Hanging Rock and came back, and the house that we'd rented was pretty much ruined. So we were up for a hefty fee. So if you do go away with your pets, make sure you at least babysit them yourself, which I didn't do. But this is going to be an interesting segment. I've got no doubt the audience will be really, really intrigued. So we're going to find out a little bit more about this wonderful business called Cat Napping. And believe it or not, it is accommodation for your cat.
Right, yes. Kind of
Molly
got that.
Jolly's
So
a dog.
a dog.
Okay.
Yep, so rules her out. Okay.
But this is going to be fun. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Ebony of Cat Napping, and I think the wonderful Silvester will be joining us here up on the beach. So
Excellent.
Ebony and Silvester.
Where are they?
Hello.
Hello, how are you going?
Good.
And welcome.
Wow.
There, that
How
must
it
be
goes.
Sylvester.
It is.
Looking a little bit nervous.
He is.
I'm getting a little bit nervous. This is amazing.
How old's little Sylvester?
He's 2 years old. He's our foster cat.
Oh, wow.
He's never had a home, so he's looking for a home.
He's absolutely beautiful.
He is. He's a smoocher. He likes to talk. He loves to hide under the blankets.
Fantastic. Now, Ebony, we'll get to Silvester in a moment because he's no doubt the star of the show. But tell us a little bit about cat napping.
I opened Cat Napping 5.5 years ago. My first location was in Hoppers Crossing, so in the west of Melbourne. I operate out of a warehouse.
Right.
So people mainly use us when they go on holidays. So I have 3 different size retreats. The Snooze Shack is the smallest.
The Snooze Shack,
like
right?
And then we've got the Urban Terrace.
Okay.
And then we've got the Deluxe Villa.
All right. And is there a very special wing that might be called the Residence?
Yes, we
Right.
opened Spotswood 6 months ago,
Okay.
and the Residence we created there. So it's a 24 square metre room.
Right. For a single cat?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Got a
That is
single bed.
It's doing all right. The
spoiled cat.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, it's totally decked out. It's got a TP, scratching posts, heaps of
I
beds.
thought you were going to say TV then for a moment.
No.
TV.
Radio with music, air conditioning, heating. So that's $80
Wow.
a night for one cat.
And so, are people leaving their cats at cat napping regularly? Is this a new trend in travel?
No, we since I opened, I've had regulars all the time. So there's people that travel 3 or 4 times a year, especially school holidays or long weekends. So we have regulars, definitely.
So you identified a need in the market though for it, or?
Yeah, I used to be a travel agent. So
right.
Okay.
when I used
we
to
go.
travel, I used to leave my cats in a horrible place. So that's where I
Okay.
got the idea from.
Sure.
Oh, right.
But also while I was looking for flights, the clients would say, I hope I can get my dog in or my cat in. So I
Yeah.
knew there's definitely a need when humans are booking their travel, they've got to check they can get their cat or dog in.
And I imagine the humans would be just as bad. Like I know what I'm like, very overprotective father. When they come in, they'd be like, "Have you heard many a story or two?"
Yeah, well, we
Right.
send photos, so
Right. Oh, do
either
you?
via
Oh,
email
wow.
or Facebook, and we can do videos via Facebook now.
Oh,
so,
that's cool. So I can be in Puglia and I can get a photo of my cat
about
just
Puglia.
living it up.
Yeah, definitely.
a
Yeah,
great
so that's
idea.
part of the service.
Right.
Fantastic. Now, let's give Silvester a little bit of time in the sun, because did you say that Silvester is currently looking for a home?
He's a bit shy. He
Camera
is.
shy.
He's been in foster care all his life since he was a kitten.
Right.
He's 2 years old, great with kids, great with other cats. So Forever Friends Animal Rescue is who he belongs to,
Oh.
but we're fostering him as a part of what we do.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I hope I'm allowed to do this, but if anyone is interested in Silvester, perhaps just post a comment to our Facebook page and we'll certainly put you in touch with Ebony. I can certainly attest to Silvester being an absolute cutie pie.
Definitely, he'd be a good cuddle partner. Winter's coming.
Yeah, winter's coming. Exactly right.
He has like this slightly evil look to him while being absolutely beautiful.
If you think so, I think he's gorgeous.
Choose your harsh, but
I am harsh.
seriously.
I think he's gorgeous. But
Oh,
I
no,
just-
he is. He's definitely, yeah.
Giving you the evil eye now.
Yeah,
Sure
that's
is.
right. As soon as I was
Didn't
saying
like
that
that
comment, I
comment.
realised I should have retracted it. But
Definitely didn't like that, Blake.
it's absolutely beautiful. And where's your favourite travel destination?
Ooh, I love Prague and I love Bora Bora.
Oh,
Wow.
Bora. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
These are two
Yes.
places I've not been to.
Oh, yeah. It can be your go-to list now.
Fantastic. And so how long does the average cat stay with cat napping?
Average, I would say 10 days, 10
Okay.
to 14 days.
It's quite a long time.
Yeah, we do get our 4 and 5, 6 weekers, the people
Okay.
that are travelling Europe or America.
Right. So do you generally send through photos, or is that just a special request?
No,
from
that's
the
part of
owners,
our
or-
service.
Oh,
We're
it
a
is part of
fully
the service.
inclusive service.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, photos once a week, about 3 or 4 photos.
I must admit, it is a good thing, because I know when I go on holidays, I do, and don't laugh at me, I do request photos.
Yeah.
My brother and his
absolutely.
girlfriend recently, they babysat Molly, and I requested photos. So it's a great service. It
Yep.
really is.
And with Facebook now, videos, it's awesome
Yeah.
on Messenger. So,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You must be absolutely packed during the the seasonal
We're
holidays.
coming up to our
Christmas
busy
and-
period next
Yep.
week, Easter.
Yeah, Easter,
So
of
I'll
course.
probably be in charge of 150 plus cats.
Wow.
Goodness. How many helpers have you got?
I've got 9 staff and
Oh,
they're
okay.
amazing.
Yeah,
Shout out
right.
to my girls, you rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take
rock.
the stress out of it.
That's great.
Oh, this is fantastic. Well, thank you. And if anyone is interested in knowing more about catnapping, obviously you can contact Ebony directly via catnapping.com.au.
Correct.
Great. Or obviously please post some questions to our live stream and we'll be more than willing to get you to the answers to those. But thank you, Ebony,
worries.
and thank you,
Thanks for
Sylvester.
having
This
us.
has been an absolute
chilled out
treat.
now.
Yeah, he's chilled.
He's
He's
chilled
all
out.
right. He's got used to it.
It's unfortunate you're going to have to now take him. But yeah, he looks very, very comfortable.
Cool, no worries.
Doesn't like you, Blake.
No, I offended
to kill you.
Sylvester. I really like Sylvester, actually,
He's
Shane.
good. I like him too.
Thank you very much, Ebony.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ebony.
How cool is that? A luxury hotel.
That's pretty amazing. I have
That's
to
a
say.
luxury escape for a pet.
It really is. I didn't want to say it in front of Ebony, but I'm actually allergic to cats.
Right.
As much as I loved Sylvester. Don't get me wrong. He didn't like you, but I loved it. But I can't touch it because it, rashes and the whole lot. So
It's almost like on our own luxury escapes, we get these fantastic massages and all sorts of other inclusions, and the cats get the same treatment.
it's amazing. I'll tell you what. There's got to be one out there
Extraordinary.
for dogs. Maybe next episode we can look at that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, now this is going to be fun because we all love Bali.
Yes, we do.
You've been to Bali,
Many times.
and more
can
Australians
say.
go to Bali than any other destination.
Correct.
So this is a real treat. One of the founding team members of Luxury Escapes has been a big fan of Bali for a long time, and has been certainly what we call him the King of Bali. Shane.
King of Bali.
The King of
okay,
Bali.
right.
It's a significant title.
It is.
But what we can say is that he knows more, certainly, than you and I do about Bali.
Okay.
And he's going to be a fantastic help to anyone out there who's considering their next holiday to Bali. So let's welcome Mark up here to LA Live.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm also allergic to cats, so
Oh, are you really? Oh, there you go. See, I'm not the only one,
hard
Blake.
cat to follow. But anyway, saving that one.
Now we've got a drinks card here, so certainly after the show we can help ourselves there. But tell us about your favourite place in Bali.
Bali's one of those destinations where you go to one place and you fall in love with it, and you want to go back there. But the next time you go back, you choose something different and you fall in love with that place. So it's one of those, how do you choose between a bunch of friends or daughters, husbands, whatever it is. So for me, it's always been one of the resorts that I first went to. It's up in Tanalot. It's called the Pan Pacific.
Beautiful.
It used to be called the Le Meridien.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's set on a tidal temple called Tanalot. And the resort's perched on a cliff, and you're overlooking the ocean. You're overlooking this mystical, I think it's an 800-year-old temple.
Wow.
Right.
That you can walk to when the tide's right.
Fantastic.
So it's it's a pretty special place.
Amazing, Mark, I
Yeah.
have to say. How many times have you been to Bali?
Probably in the last 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to go 20 to 30 times, I would say.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
more than you.
It is a lot more than me, I've got to say.
And so Bali's an interesting destination because lots of Australians have been there, but I know some other Australians who have said, I don't necessarily know enough about Bali, I'm not interested in Bali. Tell us why people should go to Bali.
It's a good question. I think there's a Bali for everyone in the sense that if you want to go to a comfort zone, you can go to Seminyak, you can go to Nusa Dua, where you have all the creature comforts of home. You've got great dining, great facilities with the hotels, and it's in a safe environment. So you're probably there with 80% other Australians. So if that's something that you're interested in, to ease yourself into that Bali experience, you can do it. If you go further afield, you can get up to the mountains and the jungle in Ubud. A lot of Australians have settled there, especially the artistic community as well. A lot of restaurants are opening up there. But you can go even further to certain areas within Bali, all the way up to the volcano. New health retreats are opening up left, right and centre for people
Wow.
to just get away from it all. And so you can truly find anything that you need within a couple of hours drive from the airport.
It sounds fantastic. I mean, admittedly, I've only been to Bali once, so I'm certainly not as well versed as you. But what I do understand is that a lot of the great Sydney and Melbourne-based and even Australian as a whole restaurateurs are looking at Bali. I've heard that Movida from Melbourne is in Bali.
That's right. So Movida has opened up as part of the Potato Head complex there, and then you've got Marchetti as well from Sydney, who's opened up in conjunction with the Double Six Hotel, a restaurant called Seminyak Italian Food, but also the Plantation Grill, which is like a speakeasy restaurant and bar where you've got similar trolleys with old-fashioned cocktails coming through, and it's a really special experience there. Not many people know about it yet, so yeah.
And
That's
Kudos
really
Tar's
cool.
still around, isn't
Kudo
it?
Tar is still there, and there's a new beach club opening up every other week as well. So it's definitely a fun place to discover.
And what about you know, obviously travellers come in all types, and so is there something for those who want something very much affordable, all the way through to uber luxurious?
Yeah, absolutely. So within a small block, a small radius, you can have something that's less than $50 a night, and then you can pay up to $1,000 plus a night to go to a Four Seasons, for example. Worth every penny, but it just depends on the experience that you're going to have. And same with the dining there. You can have food for $2 on the street, which is incredible, and you'll have the same kind of satisfaction. If you go to a $200 restaurant, you'll also get a different experience, but at the end of the day, you can mix and match.
So I've heard about people going, Mark, and they, you know, a few couples will go together and they'll hire a villa or whatnot, and get butlers and all the, you know, all the works. So I guess you can do it that way as well.
Yeah,
you know, over there.
Yeah, if that's your style, you want more privacy, go to a villa, you have your own space, or if you want to go to a big resort, you get all the facilities that go with that. So it's horses for courses.
Yeah, of course.
Cats for cats.
Cats for cats.
Cats for cats. Now, you had an awesome experience riding a scooter around Bali, is that right?
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, funny thing is, Blake, when I first got there and we're actually going to do this shoot, I didn't actually realise it was going to be half the, you know, these guys on scooters. Here you'd think that it was half the Hells Angels or whatever, because all these guys had leather-clad outfits on with, well, I can't remember the scooter club at the time, but there was about 30 or 40 of them.
They were lovely, though.
Lovely guys, don't get me wrong, fantastic. But what I didn't realise was that I was going to be leading the charge. So basically behind me I had all these 40 guys following me throughout, you know, Indonesia, and I had no idea where I was going, and they're all making this noise like I was the, you know, the king of the bikie gang, which I certainly wasn't. So it was very interesting, I have to say.
Fantastic. Well, look, Mark, looks like we've got a question for Bali. In fact, it looks like for destinations all over the world. So perhaps you can take this one. So Tim Clark is asking, I'd like to know tips on how do you manage your travel money when overseas? What's the low-cost alternative to cash? It's a good question.
Good question.
Good question.
Very good question.
And off the cuff, I would recommend that when you're looking at taking a holiday, try and preempt what some of those expenses are and see if you can hit some of them up before you go. So some of the options that you can get in the market, especially with Luxury Escapes, covers your dinners, it covers your spa treatments, covers your nightly cocktails. So by the time you're actually at the resort, there's not that much to spend. So in some cases you can buy an all-inclusive package, which means you don't really need cash at all. So it's just a matter of having a credit card for emergencies, and then when you get to the airport, probably a good tip is change the money when you get to the foreign country.
I
if you do it at the airport in Melbourne or Sydney, wherever you're from, you're going to be charged quite a high conversion rate, commissions. So people make that assumption that, oh, it's in Australia, I'll get a better rate. Not the case. Overseas is the best way to go.
And in Bali specifically, is Bali still as cheap as most people, I suppose, think it is, or maybe it was?
Yeah, there's places there that you can live cheaply and you can eat cheaply. Just depends on what your lifestyle. You can also spend a fortune there. So you can go to places where you're going to be spending 30, 40 Australian dollars potentially on a cocktail. You can go out to a dinner that might cost you $200-300 in Australia. It'd be half that in Bali. Or you can eat on the street some incredible local food. It's called a warung. And they're the little retail sellers that have food stacked up with plates and bain-marie. For about $3 or $4, you can get a plate with a whole lot of interesting food like jackfruit curry. You can get tempeh as well, and so it's great. There's even a dish called the babi guling, which is the suckling pig. So that's really popular within the resorts as well. It's quite a show.
So food sounds like it's a big part of Bali these days.
It's quietly.
It's almost become a food show, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it kind of has, really, hasn't it? For sure. What about the beaches over there? Like,
it's a great question.
Because I haven't. I mean, I've gone to is it Uluwatu over there and whatnot, but what are the beaches like in general?
So the beaches are interesting. I would say Australia has some of the best beaches in the world. So if you're looking for that white sand, tropical North Queensland or Perth in Western Australia, it's probably not something you're going to get in Bali. And so a lot of the beaches there are either surf beaches or really good beaches just for walking down, enjoying the atmosphere. If you head to some more of the family zones, Nusa Dua, for example, sure, you can go swimming. It's calm and it's safe. when you're in Kuta and Seminyak, not the best beaches for swimming, but for surfing, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, this has been. Please stay with us, Mark. This has been fantastic. I hope everyone's enjoyed it out there. It's been a really wonderful first LA Live. And for those of you who don't know, we will absolutely be doing this fortnightly. So please tune in. And certainly feel free to make any recommendations of segments or special guests that you'd like to see, or any tips and tricks that we can help you out with, because I think, Shane, this is a rare opportunity to be able to talk directly with our audience and help them out with just how to travel better.
Of course it is. No, it's been great. And yeah, I think the opening episode today, there's a lot of interesting things that I certainly found out, particularly about Italy. So, no, it was great. Very, very good.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and that was LA Live, and thanks again.
Thanks a lot.
That was solid.
Wow.
Couple more to go.
This is awesome.